If natural remedies are part of God's design, why do they feel confusing, intimidating, or unsafe to use? In my opinion, natural remedies do not have to feel confusing, intimidating, or unsafe to use. Recently, a listener asked me, or she told me that she wanted to find effective home remedies using plants. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we dive in, I want you to know if at any point you realize you're tired of researching, second guessing, or carrying all the responsibility for your health decisions, I do offer one-on-one health clarity sessions. Go to herholistichealing.com/clarity if you are interested. Let's get into the show. If you're overwhelmed, tired of trying to figure out your health on your own, and looking for a faith-fueled way forward, you're in the right place. Hey beauty, I'm Alexandra, author and registered nurse, and I believe Jesus is the source of true healing. I am the Lord your healer, Exodus 15:26. The first plant that I want to talk about is castor oil. This information comes from Dr. Axe's website. Castor oil is a non-volatile fatty oil that is derived from the seeds of the castor bean plant, aka castor seeds. Castor oil has been used as a natural remedy for I don't know how long, but I was thinking about the Mary Poppins movie. Do you remember when those little kids were singing about the perfect nanny that they wanted? In that song, they said, "Never give us castor oil." According to Dr. Axe, castor oil can be used to alleviate joint pain. You can apply about a dime-sized amount for every 3 hours until pain subsides. Repeat every day for 3 days for best results. I have actually not used castor oil for many things. I actually use it in my homemade hand creams, body creams. It's really amazing for the skin, but you have to find the right balance because it is super thick. I've heard quite a few people who have used castor oil for so many other things, and I don't know if you're familiar with Barbara O'Neill. I heard that she gave the rights to her voice or something like that. So if you search on YouTube, you'll find videos with this weird AI voice of her, which is kind of strange, but I did a little digging and she wrote some really good books. You can go to barbarao'neill.com. A friend of mine let me thumb through one of her books. I think the book that I skimmed through was Sustain Me by Barbara O'Neill. This is a great book with a bunch of natural remedies. So that's a great book that you can check out. I'm sure she'll have a lot of information about castor oil in there. I can't talk about natural remedies without talking about frankincense. Frankincense is amazing for anti-aging. It's great for the skin. There's been a lot of cancer research. Honestly, I've really only used it for the skin, and it's also a part of my supplements that I take. But because it was given to baby Jesus, I do believe that it has a ton of health benefits. Like I said, it's been used in cancer research. I truly believe that if we lived in a different culture that wasn't censored, we would be able to find out about and talk publicly more about the benefits of all these amazing plants. So, as I said before, I can't leave frankincense off the list because frankincense was given to baby Jesus for a reason. It was worth a lot of money. Myrrh was also given to baby Jesus along with gold. Next on the list is lemon balm. It's also called Melissa. According to Dr. Axe, lemon balm is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory remedy. It might improve mood, concentration, and sleep. And in my experience, it's amazing for the skin. My favorite tea has lemon balm and elderberry in it. Also, ashwagandha, which I should have on this list, but I don't. I could put so many things on this list. Anyway, I can really tell when I drink this tea with Melissa, ashwagandha, and elderberry, I just feel so much calmer. This brings me to the next plant, elderberry. In the Journal of Complementary Therapies and Medicine, I found this article called Black Elderberry Sambucus nigra Supplementation Effectively Treats Upper Respiratory Symptoms, a meta-analysis of randomized controlled clinical trials. This article says supplementation with elderberry was found to substantially reduce upper respiratory symptoms. The quantitative synthesis of the effects yielded a large mean effect size. These findings present an alternative to antibiotic misuse for upper respiratory symptoms due to viral infections and a potentially safer alternative to prescription drugs for routine cases of the common cold and influenza. So, as I said before, one of my favorite teas has Melissa, elderberry, and ashwagandha. It might have something else, but I forgot. But basically, it's on the packaging, on the box of the tea, it says something like stress and immune. So, elderberry is wonderful for the immune system. The last plant on the list is cacao. I talk about cacao on the show a lot. Chocolate is made from cacao. I had to mention cacao again because I bought this huge bag of cacao powder and I bought it to make brownies, but I only used a little bit of the bag. So what I had been doing is I had been making my own hot chocolate drink just with water, cacao, and maple syrup. It was super delicious. When I started drinking it every night, maybe, or 5 times a week for 2 weeks. And at that time, I was having a tiny skin flare. Every now and then, I get some type of skin flare. Some people say it's eczema, some doctors say it's psoriasis, whatever it is. I was getting some really dry, irritated skin on my hands, but I noticed that my hands started getting better after I started drinking this cacao drink. Cacao is known to reduce inflammation. It's also a great mood booster, as we know. For us that love chocolate, cacao is a wonderful mood booster. I want to go back to the question that I mentioned at the very beginning of the episode. If natural remedies are God's design, why do they feel confusing, intimidating, or unsafe to use? I will say maybe they can be a little confusing to use if you haven't used them before. I don't think they have to be intimidating. I'll go into more of that in a minute. As far as unsafe, yes, they can be unsafe, but here are some tips for you. You want to look for reputable brands that you trust. Also, you don't have to be intimidated by them if you find good brands. And if you're just starting out, just get just start with something small. Like I was saying, I drink this elderberry lemon balm ashwagandha tea. Most of these things won't hurt you at all in small amounts. I'm always going to encourage you to pray about everything first. If you feel like you need to consult your practitioner, definitely consult your practitioner, especially if you have medical conditions or you're taking prescriptions. But I mean, most of these things are they're just plants. And if we use common sense, it's fine unless you're taking them as a supplement, then you have to be careful about the dosage and things like that. So for me, I don't really take these things as a supplement anymore. I don't really take that many supplements anymore. I take a multivitamin, I take fish oil, and I take this one other formulation that comes with my vitamin. I used to take kind of a lot of supplements. I don't really I don't really do that anymore. I hardly take any supplements. I do take apple cider vinegar, which I've talked a lot about on the show, I feel. What I want you to walk away with as we come to a close in this episode, what I want you to know is that you don't have to be intimidated by plants or natural remedies. Number one, use common sense. Number two, find a reputable brand. Number 3, start small. Start with a tea or a very small amount. Follow the instructions on the label. I do believe that a lot of these things were made by God to help our bodies. So if we can get these plants in their most natural form, that's when they're going to be the most effective. Personally, when I use plants or natural remedies, I don't like to use a lot of the plant. When I say that, I mean I don't like to take it in a pill form every day. I think a little bit can go a long way. I think that it's better to just consistently try to be aware of what we put in our bodies and try to consistently put a ton of good things in our bodies instead of just overloading our bodies with random supplements. At the end of the day, if you live in America, I would be more concerned about all the food in our restaurants, all the fake foods in our stores. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about it, but if we're trying to watch what we put in and on our bodies, those are the things that I would watch. I would watch out for the ingredients that are in restaurants, the ingredients that are put in foods, even in health food stores that aren't good for us. I would be more concerned with the synthetic drugs, the foods and the drugs that are given to us in America are regulated by the FDA. But what does that even mean? Because a lot of the food that we eat every day isn't real food, and the drugs that we take have a ton of side effects. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be on any drugs, but I'm just saying it just seems a little odd to me if you are more concerned about natural remedies that come from pure sources than you are about the fake foods and the synthetic drugs. And if you're listening to this show, you might not be intimidated by natural remedies and plants. But if you are, I will say this. Like I said before, I used to take a lot of supplements. I was very careful about the brands that I used. The only time that I was hurt by natural remedies was when I was having a really extremely bad skin flare and I was just learning about essential oils and I was putting too many essential oils on my hands and my hands just started burning. And I think that's when I finally went to the ER because I couldn't stand it anymore. That was just ignorance and foolishness on my part. Bottom line, I hope you find some amazing plants, some amazing natural remedies. You don't have to be intimidated. Just use common sense. As we close, I want to leave you with this thought. Most women don't stay stuck because they don't care about their health. The truth is, we can stay stuck in many areas of our lives, not because we're failing, but because we keep carrying the same questions, the same uncertainty, and the same mental weight month after month. If you're ready to stop carrying that alone and you want a calm space to talk things through and discern next steps, you're welcome to book a health clarity session. Go to herholistichealing.com/clarity. Thanks for listening today. If you like what you heard, would you take a minute to leave the show a review? I would love to connect with you at herholistichealing.substack.com. Matthew 11. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls.
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Do, 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 do. Bye. Bye.
This content is for informational purposes only and is not meant to be medical advice.